Today, we're discussing Chapter 9. Is this right? So, how did your reading of Chapter 9 go? So good?
Um, I didn't. I didn't show that I got a grade for reading through chapter 9. I don't know why that
No one gets
is.
a grade for reading.
Okay, I was worried about that.
It's a virtual pat on the back. Way to be prepared.
uh,
All right, Chapter 9 Triads and Second Inversion. Questions, comments, concerns. It all made sense? We can go on to Chapter 10. We are in living color. It would be logical to assume that second inversion triads are used in tonal music in the same way as first inversion triads, as bass arpeggiations and as substitutes for the root position. However, this is only partly true. Although both first and second inversion triads are created through bass arpeggiation, second inversion triads are not used as substitutes for the root position. The reason is that the second inversion of a triad is considered to be much less stable sonority, than either of the other two bass positions. For centuries before the development of tonal harmony, the interval of a perfect fourth had been considered a dissonance if the lowest voice in the texture was sounding the bottom pitch of the perfect fourth. Although each of the sonorities in example 9-1 contain a perfect fourth, the first two are considered to be consonant because the interval of a perfect fourth does not involve the lowest voice. The other two sonorities are dissonant in the tonal style, although our 21st century ears might not easily hear the dissonance. Did that make sense?
Gonna have to hear the
What's that?
We're gonna have to hear the examples
All
first.
right. That's number one, which they call consonant. Because the fourth is in the middle. And the bottom forms a fifth.
By consonant,
Not dissonant.
Okay.
Number two is also considered consonant. We have a sixth in the bottom. Our fourth's on the top. And that's considered consonant. Number three is considered dissonant. We have a minor third on top, major third in the middle, and you can have the bass involved with a perfect fourth with a soprano via an octave higher, and that's also considered dissonant. Questions, comments, concerns so far? So if the bass is not involved, it's considered consonant. If the bass is involved in the perfect fourth, it's considered dissonant.
And if it's consonant, it's okay to substitute it in the same way that you would have first inversion or a root.
Let's see, what did it say? It said the reason is that the second inversion of the triad is considered to be much less stable sonority. And it does say second inversion triads are not used as substitutes for the root position. So I don't think we're using them at all. All right, notice that the diminished and augmented 6/4 chords would also contain dissonant intervals above the bass, an augmented fourth and a diminished fourth respectively. Because the composers of the tonal era recognized the instability of the 6/4 chord, the only position in which there is a fourth above the bass, the chord is not used as a substitute for the more stable root position or first inversion sonorities. It is used in bass arpeggiations as well as in several other contexts to be described next. In fact, if you use a 6/4 chord that is not representative of one of the categories discussed next, it would probably be considered an incorrect usage in this style. Are you just waiting on bated breath for what the representative categories discussed next are? Me too. Bass arpeggiation and the melodic bass. As with triads and first inversion, 6/4 chords may come about through a bass arpeggiation involving a root position triad, a first inversion triad, or both. I like that, or both. Get some planing going on. All right, I didn't share my audio with you, so let me try this all again. Sharing audio is caring. Here we go. Are we rocking?
Example 9-2.
There you go. A nice Mendelssohn symphony given to you on the piano.
Example 9-2.
So we've got a tonic chord rather, in root position, in second inversion, and in first inversion, going back to root position. It's interesting how they did the 6/4, the 6, and then the 5/3. All the same Roman numeral. True? Questions, comments, concerns? Your analysis of the real bass note will depend on the context, taking into account such factors as metric placement, duration, and register. The figures in parentheses are often omitted when analyzing a passage employing an arpeggiated bass. Another somewhat incidental way in which 6/4 chords can be formed is through a melodic bass. If the bass part has an important melodic line, instead of fulfilling its usual supporting role, any number of inverted chords may result. Because a melodic bass is no longer the harmonic foundation of the texture, inversion should not be indicated in such a passage. For example, the bass melody in example 9-3 is accompanied only by repeated A's and C's, implying the tonal harmony in F major. It would not be correct to analyze the excerpt as beginning with a 1-6-4. Beethoven String Quartet, Opus 59, number 1.
Example
Movement.
9-3.
Let's listen to it again.
Example 9-3.
I can hear it.
I'm not
Yeah,
hearing
I was
music,
just about
Doc.
to say the same thing. I can't hear it either.
I
Yeah.
heard it.
Yeah, this happened was it Wednesday last week?
Yeah, when half the class could and the other couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What is wrong with half the class? Is that half the class on PCs? In
I was on my
I'm on-
PC last week.
I'm
on
I
a
still
Mac.
can hear.
I'm on a Mac.
I'm
Can
on
you hear it or you
PC.
cannot?
I'm on mobile.
Mac, and I couldn't hear it.
PC and could.
This is strange.
I
Example.
could pull up my Mac
9,
and see if I
3.
can't hear it.
You have both, Overachiever.
Still not hearing it? Those that weren't hearing it?
No.
Yeah, I don't hear it.
That is so bizarre. Let's try it again.
Example. 9, 3.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Well,
Could you
I'd
just
like to
play it with your mic unmuted?
I'd like to say you're not missing out because it's horrible, but can I play it how?
Well, you're actually using headphones, so it wouldn't work.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. I could play it on the piano.
There you go.
Maybe. That was rough. Sounded just like a cello, didn't it?
That was adequate.
All right. So they're saying that we should not analyze that as a 1-6-4 because the melody is in the bass. How do you feel about that?
Makes sense.
Does it?
I
I'm a
think
little
so, yeah.
lost. I'm just
But
gonna go
then-
with it.
But why don't you just analyze it like you have been for the rest of the stuff?
Yeah,
Just
they're saying it would not be correct.
Yeah, the book says no. That's all you need.
well, I'm taking it. Don't worry. I like free work or easier work, but it's just weird.
We're just gonna keep going. Whoa. The Cadential 6-4. Oh, we made it. Oh, happy day. Besides its appearance in bass arpeggiation or a melodic bass, the 6-4 chord tends to be used in 3 stereotyped contexts. If you compare the two halves of example 9-4, you can see that they have much in common. Both begin with a tonic triad and end with a 5-1 progression. In example 9-4b, however, the movement from 2-6 to 5 is momentarily delayed by a 1-6-4 in metrically stronger position. Notice the italics. This is a very typical illustration of the cadential 6-4, the most familiar of all 6-4 uses. Notice that the tonic 6-4 resolves to a root position 5 chord. Other resolutions of the cadential 6-4 will be introduced in chapters 14 and 17 with another teacher. So here we are. That was A. Now here's B with the cadential 6-4 in it. So we don't need the cadential 6-4. We don't have to have the cadential 6-4. We could just play A. But it's kind of nice and decorative. And that's your cadential 6-4. Notice their bracket underneath it, telling you that it doesn't really function as a tonic triad, but it is a cadential 6/4. Questions? Are you still with me?
I think I'm just. Why is it bracketed as a 5?
It's bracketed as a 5 to tell
Just-
you that this is one. What happened? Okay. I cannot see you guys anymore. I'm totally lost. Give me 1 second. It's bracketed to tell you that this is one thing and it doesn't count as a, it doesn't function as a tonic. It's functioning together as a cadential. Basically saying we don't have to have that 1/6/4, so it's not functioning as a tonic chord, it's functioning as a cadential 6/4.
And it's just decorative.
Yeah, because you could take it out like it is an A. Or you can decorate it up like it is in B. Its whole purpose is to go to 5 to 1.
Okay, thanks.
It is important at this point to emphasize that the cadential 1/6/4 does not represent a tonic triad, even though it contains all the notes of a tonic triad. The progression in both parts of 9-4 is 1 to 2 to 5 to 1, and it would be incorrect to think of example 9-4b as representing a 1 to 2 to 1 to 5 to 1 progression. This has led to much debate over the years as to what symbols to use to represent the cadential 6/4. The approach used in this text puts the 5 below the 1/6/4 to 5 to show that the pair of chords together have a dominant function. Your instructor may prefer that you use a different method such as 5/6/4 to 5/3. I really don't care. The voice leading in the upper part. So it's a big debate that's been going on for years. Some people like, you can't put that 1/6/4 there. You have to label it like this.
Hey Doc, can you remind me what the 5/3 is?
Root position. Root position of a triad.
Oh, triad. Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yep. All right, we're continuing on here. The voice leading in the upper parts into and away from the cadential 1/6/4 is usually smooth, as in example 9-4b. And the resolution of the 1/6/4 to 5 or 5/7 usually sees scale degrees 1 and 3 moving down by step to 7 and 2 respectively. The cadential 1/6/4 occurs either on a stronger beat than the 5, as in example 9-4b, or on a stronger portion of the beat, as in example 9-5. The textural reduction shows that Scarlatti's 3-voice texture is actually derived from 4 voices. Let me know if you can hear this.
Example 9-5.
I could not.
Can't hear anything, Doc.
I could hear it from both my computers.
I guess you'll have to sight read it and play it at full speed.
Whoa. That's weird. And if I quit Zoom and restart, what happens?
We'll probably have to sign in.
Would that be horrible?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Let's try it. I'm going to quit. All right. We were talking about Scarlatti. Let's see if you can hear my sound now.
Example 9-5.
I can hear it. What a banger. I'm so glad it fixed on that. Wow.
You should go back and listen to the other one.
Your Italian harpsichords.
True. I love the harp.
Example 9 5.
All right. And notice they don't give you the textural reduction, so you got to play it. It's not as fun because you don't get that trill.
You don't. It's not as bouncy either without the 16th notes.
Yeah.
I'm understood why they have examples with sound and other examples without.
Right?
Like,
Also,
I'm
there's
not nearly as
royalties.
good as a piano player as Dr. Bass, so obviously it's frustrating.
Yeah.
Takes like 20 minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
it has to do with royalties, and it has to do with the amount of time to record examples and the amount they have to pay people to record them.
You should work at McGraw. There you go.
When I took the AP theory test at the end of my senior year,
Yeah.
they were supposed to give us 6 music examples, and because the music they were using got copyright striked, they only gave us 2.
It
And
got
so-
even easier after you left. Last year was really easy.
I know. Well,
It's
I
still
took it. I took it last year, and I got a 3 on it, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I'm really glad for COVID.
What high school?
I went to Central.
So Central has it. Buchanan has it. Where else has it?
I think
West?
maybe. I don't know. I know I didn't get major credit for it because not every high school offers it.
Hmm.
I only got elective credit, so I have technically an empty semester if I want of electives.
All right. So in triple meter, the 5 chord occurs on the 3rd beat of a measure. The 1/6/4 will frequently appear on the normally weak 2nd beat. As in example 9-6, this is also a 4-voice texture. The arpeggiations disguise parallel octaves from the 1/6 to the 2/6. Here we go.
Example 9 6.
Let's listen to that one more time.
Example 9 6.
So do you see the cadential 6/4 in the pink box? Do you see the parallel octaves they're talking about? Where are the parallel octaves? They say there are parallel octaves between the 1/6 and the 2/6. Where are they?
The F sharp to the G, probably.
Measure 1, it looks like the first.
See my green?
Oh, no, that's a D.
But you can get away with it with arpeggiations. File that away in your need to know later when you compose. All right. How do I turn this off? The most dramatic... Ooh, I need to clear that. The most dramatic demonstration of the delaying character of the cadential 1/6/4 is found at the cadenza of many solo concertos. In such cases, the orchestra stops on a 1/6/4, after which the soloist performs the cadenza. No matter what length of the cadenza, it eventually reaches 5, tonic, dominant, and simultaneously with the return of the orchestra resolves to tonic. In a cadenza played by a single line instrument, the dominant chord at the end of the cadenza will often be represented by a single tone or a trill, as in example 9-7 from the Mozart Concerto, Commercial 271A, third movement.
Example 9-7.
Beautiful. Did you get what they were talking about? So we have a cadenza, which is a cadenza, for those of you that aren't quite sure at home, is a time for the soloist to just showboat and do their thing with no orchestral accompaniment. They just go off all alone. And it's pretty much always where the orchestra will hang out on a 5. They'll play a 5 chord for this to start. It's not letting me annotate. That's cool. Throw things at Zoom today.
When you mean showboat, do you mean like it's improv, or do they also have it written down somewhere?
So it totally could be improv. I'm glad you asked that question. Back in the day, it was improv, but in today's day, they're pretty much not, with a few exceptions. There's this one dude that totally plays Mozart piano concertos, and then when it comes to the cadenza, he just goes off on jazz, like total jazz improv, and then he comes back and finishes the end of the concerto movement. So there are some people out there that still do improv, but like they've written out what the cadenzas were. So if you get like the Schirmer edition of the Beethoven piano concertos, all the cadenzas are written out in the back. But it's not to say that you couldn't. You totally could. But I would say the majority of artists today do not. Maybe that's a lie, but I haven't seen it to be anything but what's in the book. Except for that dude that plays the jazz. So the orchestra pauses on this dominant chord. The soloist does their thing, and then they come back on a tonic chord. And so that's what was going on in this violin example.
Do you think Mozart would approve of the jazz?
I don't know. You know? Mozart was kind of a kinky dude. I'm sure he'd probably dig it.
Example 9-7.
Violin solo. Trill. Orchestra's back in with it. You with me?
Is there a typical length for them? I know that they said
That one was way short. In fact,
Okay.
I'd be surprised if that was... I don't know this violin concerto, sorry. I would be surprised if that wasn't, like, totally cut.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like the Beethoven piano concerto ones are at least a page, if not like 3 pages long. So, like the C minor one. On and on and on, and then finally comes back. So yeah, they're typically much longer than the example that you got. So I'm guessing they either truncated it or they picked this one because they knew it was a really short one and it involved a single voice instrument, so they could show that trill, had that good trill example.
There's probably 2 or 3 more of them in the piece.
Maybe. I haven't seen that a lot where there's more than one, but anyway. Cadential 6/4, dominant, chord, soloist goes off, trill, come back. We doing all right so far? We are on to category 3, the passing 6/4. Second inversion triads are frequently encountered harmonizing the middle note of a 3-note scalar figure in the bass, a usage that is called a passing 6/4 chord. The figure may be ascending or descending. Although any triad may be used as a passing 6/4 chord, those in example 9-8 are the most common and are found in both major and minor modes. The passing 6/4 usually falls on a weak beat and typically features smooth voice leading, as in example 9-8. As with the cadential 6/4, some theorists prefer not to assign a Roman numeral to passing 6/4s because of their weak harmonic function. In this text, we will indicate this weak function by putting such Roman numerals in parentheses. Well, that's good. They're going to at least acknowledge them. Did you hear the passing 6/4? Here's B. So,
Can you scroll up a bit?
how far? What are we looking for?
I just wanted to see why we're looking at this example again.
We're looking at this example because it is a passing 6/4 chord. So, the little chord in the middle with parentheses that they're barely acknowledging here. They're saying...
And they're bringing attention to it because we've only seen 6/4s in the cadential or the 5 thing.
We have seen 6/4 chords as the cadential, and we've also seen 6/4 chords as, what was our other group? Bass arpeggiation. Remember the planing we had going on with the Mozart? Or Mendelssohn, excuse me. We've had the bass melody. So we've had bass arpeggiation in the melodic bass. We've had the cadential 6/4, and now we have the passing 6/4 chords. So they're saying, yeah, they're there, but they don't really count. They're just passing from one chord to another.
So the cadential's done on a strong beat. This is on not a strong beat, on a weaker beat.
Yes. It's funny because this one's dying to go to a cadential B. Cool. Are we all right with the passing 6/4 chord?
Do we have a dramatic harpsichord example for this one?
We do not. I can put paper on my piano and make it sound like a harpsichord.
About to ask, why don't you have a harpsichord, Dr. B? Oof.
I do have.
I don't know how effective that was.
You should pull it out. Next class, you'll just use that.
I can go rock organ. Would you like that?
No, I don't like that. It's a lot harder to hear it.
Sorry. I don't know how to get what you want. I can't get my piano to work. Can't believe you don't like the rock organ.
If you played it in the correct genre, rock, then I bet it would sound cool.
I can't get anything to work. Oh, here we go. What did you want? You want a harpsichord.
Harpsichord.
Is that better?
Now you have to go play the Scarlatti examples.
Yay, Scarlatti. All right.
Nice.
Notice in example 9-8A that a voice exchange occurs between the soprano and the bass line. A voice exchange also occurs in 9-8B between the bass and the tenor. But more prominent are the parallel 6 between the soprano and the bass. Both of these soprano bass patterns, voice exchange and parallel 6, are commonly found in passing 6/4 chords. What are they talking about? Where's the voice exchange?
So it starts with the bass on A and the soprano on C, but it ends with bass on C and the soprano on A. Is that it?
I thought you meant like the bass had distinct soprano range and the soprano had distinct bass range.
Oh no, that would be a disaster.
Oh no, that's what he meant. No, totally.
Very
Most definitely.
though. Everybody see it? What are they talking about? Parallel 6 chords. Sixths. All right, this piano's driving me nuts. This harpsichord.
Thank you.
Is that what they're talking about? Parallel 6 between soprano and bass. Well, we're talking about B. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the B has it.
Sixth, sixth, sixth. Everybody hear him? All right. Example 9-9 contains both a passing 1/6/4 and a potential 1/6/4 in a 3-part texture. The first inversion chords in measures 24 through 26 are all substituted first inversions. Notice that the melody in measures 24 through 27 is an embellished stepwise descent from an from a A5 to B4.
Example 9, 9.
Did you hear them? I heard the cadential. The cadential's pretty obvious.
Example 9, 9.
All right, let's listen to the stepwise, the textural reduction. Did you hear it? You have a new president, by the way. Are we okay with that? Happy day?
The new president or the textual reduction?
Yes.
I
All right.
think that was a rhetorical question.
So we have a passing. And a cadential. 164.
The beginning of it sounds a little like the beginning of Pixar, I think it is. What's the... In the... No, not that part.
I was thinking it sounded like the soundtrack to Pride and Prejudice.
I haven't seen that in a while, so I can't remember what it sounds like. That part. Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm gonna.
I don't
say
remember
okay.
what it is either. Gosh, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Toy Story, maybe?
Yeah, Toy Story or something like that.
Longer stepwise motion in the bass, often using longer stepwise motions in the bass, often use passing 6/4 chords, as in example 9-10. The textural reduction shows that the melody is also essentially stepwise and moves for several measures in parallel 6 in the bass. Here we go, Mozart.
Example 9, 10.
All right, so passing 6/4 in the red in the pink box, cadential 6/4 at the end, textural reduction. So the point of that was just to tell you long stepwise motion in the bass is a good place to find them or put them. Are we okay with that? The pedal 6/4. How many of these are there? I think this is the last one. One way of elaborating a static root position triad is to move the third and fifth of the triad up by step and then back down by step. To their original positions. The sonority that results is a 6/4 chord. hear it? So the original is just 3 chords. Tonic, dominant, tonic. And then we do this elaboration. All right. Because this elaboration is similar to a pedal point, which we'll discuss in chapter 13, it is called a pedal 6/4. Some theorists call it an embellishing or stationary 6/4. The Roman numeral beneath a pedal 6/4 is put in parentheses to indicate its weak harmonic function. Pedal 6/4 chords usually work exactly like those in example 9-11. That is, they involve either a 1-to-4-6-4-1 progression or a 5-to-1-6-4-5 progression, with the 6/4 chord falling on a weak beat and with stepwise voice leading into and away from the 6/4 chord. Exceptionally, the bass may move after the 6/4 chord and before the return of the root position triad, as in example 9-12, Mozart String Quartet, Herschel 465, first movement.
Example 9-12.
And that's why we learn alto clef right there. Does everyone get what's going on with the pedal 6/4 chord? As with other types of 6/4 chords, pedal 6/4s are occasionally seen in lead sheet notations, as in Don't Cry For Me, Argentina, with our slash chord.
Example 9-13.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you.
See the slash chord? How do we know that that's a second inversion?
They just look at the chord and how it relates to the root, or the bass note rather.
Right, so in the E triad, the B is our 5th, not our 3rd, so we're in second inversion. You with me? Cool. So Broadway singers can do pedal 6/4s as well. 2 ways in which 6/4 chords are produced is through bass arpeggiation and by a melodic base. Name the 3 other kinds of 6/4 chords discussed in this chapter.
Cadential.
Okay. Cadential.
Passing.
Passing.
Melodic bass.
Besides melodic bass, it says.
The pedal.
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 Oof.
So we got 4 types, right? Really 5 types, but they've kind of combined bass arpeggiation and melodic bass together. The cadential 6/4 chords precede what root position triad?
5.
Dominant.
5.
Good. What 2 triads are most often used as passing 6/4 chords?
One.
The 1 and the 5.
What 2 triads are most often used as passing 6/4 chords?
Because 4 is also a 6/4 sometimes.
Yep, 5/6/4 and 1/6/4. Yeah. Good. And our last checkpoint question. The pedal 6/4 usually involves one of two progressions. What are they? One 4/6/4/1 and 5/1/6/4/5. Is this true? Ah!
Say it. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah.
How did it go again?
5/1/6/4/5. Ah! And 1/4/6/4/1. Ah!
I think it would be if you could play examples of each of those, that would help.
To hear the passing 6/4 1/6/4.
Yeah, how those two examples are different.
Okay. Let's clear the screen. So this was the Mozart that we just heard.
Example 9/12.
And then there's the 4. Here's the 5/1/6/4. Back to 5. So they just decorate. They're just decoration. Does that help, Ethan?
Yeah, it was more some mentioning it for others who might have a hard time hearing it.
Yeah. All right. What's next? Part writing for second inversion triads. In a 4-part texture, the bass, the fifth of the chord, should be doubled. Exceptions to this are rarely encountered in tonal music. The other voices generally move as smoothly as possible, often by step, both into and out of the 6/4 chord. In a 3-part texture, it is generally best to have all members of the triad present, but sometimes the root or third is omitted, in which case the fifth is doubled, as shown in examples 9-14B and 9-14C. So here's 9-14A. We're in E minor. All right, here's B. We've doubled the fifth. And C. I don't like it. I want that G in there. Doubled. Sounds kind of nooked.
If it goes by fast enough, it's hard to notice.
Sure. So normally, double the bass, which is the fifth of the chord. Ooh, we're to a self-test. Are you ready? Analysis. In addition to the specific instructions for each example, label each 6/4 chord by type. Label the chords with Roman numerals. Be sure to include the F sharp 5 at the beginning of measure 69 and measure 70 as a chord member. K333, great movement. Here we go.
Self-test 9-1-A-1.
All right, kids, here we go. We're analyzing. What key are we in?
E flat.
B flat.
Sounds like G minor.
G minor.
E minor. What kind of chord do we have?
G minor.
Which we're going to call?
So 1.
Minor 1. Good. What do we have here? You need your charty chart, don't you? That thing's invaluable.
It's the 4.
Minor 4?
Yeah.
How many 4s do we have in a row?
Four.
4 4s. We should hashtag Wendy's. 4 for 4 deal.
4x4, like at a in and out.
Wendy's is the best Twitter account to follow. They throw so much shade at people.
Well, they do get asked to get roasted, so I mean, some of them it's their fault.
Back to the 1 chord here. What is that chord?
2.
I'm going to disagree. Why am I going to disagree? Because of the way they spelled it. If it was a G flat, I'd buy it.
Right, leading tone there.
This is your root. Which makes it?
7.
Yeah. 7 what? With me? Everybody see how I got that? Next chord.
Is that a 1?
It is
But-
a 1. 1 what?
6?
I will buy that. And we just have the same thing here, do we not? What did we do wrong?
Not sure the 6/4.
I didn't see any, did you?
Let's see.
Aren't those 4 chords the 6/4?
Is that what we're calling them?
They have a G bass, so
So what kind are they?
Is it the pedal?
Is it bass arpeggiation?
Oh,
Bleep, bleep.
I agree with that.
With what he said?
Yes.
Or that it's a pedal?
Oh no.
All right, whatever, dude.
I think our bass arpeggiation probably, because obvious reasons.
I forgot about bass arpeggiation. It was like the first thing, and there's all these other things I've never heard of.
The 464 is a pedal 6/4 chord. Good job, team, except for we missed right here. This is a 6/5. Because it's a 7th chord in first inversion. And technically, we should have done this. Oh, give me back. Because they're the same.
Because that's why it's a pedal, because it's the same.
No. No, it's just you don't repeat the same Roman numeral. You just write a dash. It's a pedal. Why is it a pedal?
The pedal was the one I was least sure of, so.
Wait, it is a pedal?
It is a pedal.
Oh my god, I thought, okay, all right, cool.
You cursed for nothing.
Yeah, whoops, sorry. Demonetized.
I have to do so much editing.
Oh, please, no, leave it in. It's my favorite part of the day.
It needs at least a nice audio. Bleep.
Yeah.
Is it a pedal because it's the same figure 4 times?
It's because it alternates, right?
Yeah, it goes back.
What you should do is use like a tritone interval descent system.
Dr. B, I may have kind of a dumb question.
I love dumb questions.
So after looking through the other forms of the 6/4, is only the pedal able to do the 4/6/4, or are the other ways of writing a 6/4 chord able to do 4/6/4?
I feel like that's a good question. I was wondering the same thing, actually.
I'll defend America, he says. Well, you cannot have a 4/6/4 on a cadential. That's out. Throw that out right now. It's always going to be a tonic. True. Passing 6/4 can also be a 5, but I don't see any 4s in our text. Pedal can be either the 4 or the 1. What's the one I'm missing? Oh, bass arpeggiation and bass melody. That's going to be a 1 as well. So I think you're right. I'm going to say you're right.
Okay, cool.
How's the speech? Is it good?
I was about to ask, how was the...
I have to teach a theory class. I have to catch it on the rerun. He's doing all right?
I think I should be going after the class ends.
I believe so. I can only hear it because my brother next door is listening to it.
Nice.
He's really bumping that speech.
Yeah. He's got the subwoofer jacked. All right. I think we adequately passed that part of the self-test. Do you? Can I clear my screen? Number 2. Handle. Suite. Number 5. In E major. Love this one.
Self-test 9-1-A-2.
That was pretty sweet.
It's a nice like theme and variation set. Yeah, I got your joke. I got your joke. It's a sweet. Okay.
Very airy.
Very airy. What key are we in? We're in E major. You want to do the easy ones or the hard ones first?
Easy.
Okay, what's our first chord?
1.
You want to bet money on that?
No response.
Hard thought.
Do you have 30 cents in your bank account?
I do, but I don't like giving away money, so I'm gonna say no, even though it's probably right.
The second one appears to be a 4.
This is a 1-6, is it not? That's why I was giving you grief.
But it goes down to the E right there.
There's a new @Whitehouse Twitter account, just so you know. Yeah, the book calls it a 1-6.
The White House had a Twitter by itself last time? Or they had one?
I don't know. So much is going on, I don't even know. What kind of a chord do we have here, number 2? Use your chart if you need.
It's a 2 chord because it's the second one.
Try again. If it was a 2 chord, we'd need an F sharp, an A, and a C sharp.
Right.
You know, we need to put your sound for the censorship. It's great.
Yeah.
This week in Unneeded Censorship with Jimmy Kimmel. That 4 chord.
Is it the 3?
A 3 chord would have
Wait, hold on.
G sharp, B, and D sharp.
Is it a
I
five?
forget I said that for you.
If it was a
Is
5 chord,
five?
it would be an
Five
A,
chord.
a C sharp. No. If it was a 5 chord, it would be a B, a D sharp, and an F sharp.
It's a 4.
And it's a 4 chord, kids.
It's a 4 chord.
We got rusty. All right, next I got a B, and a G sharp. What are we going to call that? Now, keep in mind, we also have to take into consideration all of this hullabaloo.
Yeah, it's a 1, 6.
1-6, is he right? No one is disputing the great Ethan Gong. On we go. Oh, what is
Typically,
this?
you're more right if you don't.
Whoa, what is this? I've seen this before.
4 chord.
4 chord. Whoa. Okay. Back to the 1-6. With me?
This looks strangely familiar.
Hey, I've seen this before. 4 chord.
That one's got to be a 3 chord, I swear.
G sharp, B, and B. No, because we don't have the D sharp.
I was joking.
They're going to keep you on a 1-6. All right, something we haven't seen before. An F sharp, a D sharp, and a B.
5.
5. Five what?
6.
6-4.
5, 6, 4. To the 1. And they want to know what kind of a 6/4 chord is that?
Oh,
Passing?
It is a passing 6/4
but
chord.
isn't the F on the bottom? So why is it 6/4 if it's?
The book says that it can also be analyzed as a 7 half diminished 6 or a 5/4/3. Is that what you're getting at?
Number 8 can be
Correct.
that.
Yeah.
Because of the non-chordal tone? Because
Yeah.
of, okay. The A.
If you include what they're calling a non-chord tone, yeah, it will change it. Okay, we are out of time. We're going to pick up here next time. I want you to start looking at your workbook. I'm going to make it due at the end of next week. Is that all right?
Chapter 8?
Chapter 9.
Oh, chapter 9. Okay.
How hairy is it? I haven't even looked. Chapter 9.
Neither have we.
on what? Page 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77. It's not too bad. It's only 7 pages. So I want you to start looking at that, okay? And I'll put that due date in on Canvas. Questions, comments, concerns, friends with questions. See y'all tomorrow at ear training.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Dr. B.
You're welcome.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
See you, B.